Hey everybody, what's going on? Bahroo here, back inside of Borderlands, and today I want to talk about Borderlands 3. A lot of people have been coming to my live streams, hitting me up on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, and been asking, hey, how do you feel about Borderlands? How do you feel about the classes, and what should be in, what should be out? And I figured let's go ahead and take a few videos to kind of talk about all the stuff that I would like to see inside the Borderlands, as well as talking about what you think should be in or should be changed. And for our first topic of the day, it is going to be about the loot. And I'm going to give you all a question that I would like to have answered and explain your reasonings behind it. I'd like to have a nice little conversation here between each of these videos. So your question is going to be, which loot system do you prefer? The Borderlands 1 loot system or the Borderlands 2? Let's go ahead and go over each of them real quick. Borderlands 1, it was more quantity over quality. There were a lot of guns inside of Borderlands 1. However, as a downside, they started to feel a little bit samey. What I mean by that is that you really couldn't tell the difference between the guns just by firing them. They were all pretty much the same. They didn't, you know, when you fire a TD assault rifle, sorry, TD or SMG versus a Mono 1 SMG inside the second game, you can instantly tell the difference between the two guns. However, in the Borderlands 1, they mostly all felt the same. Now, obviously, there were, strong versions of it, but they didn't really stand out or be unique to me. Now, granted, I didn't put as many hours into the Borderlands 1 as some other folks, and, feel free to disagree. That's what conversation is for. Anyway, but Borderlands 1 also had something really good going for it. There was a lot of loot, and I mean a lot of it. Most enemies would drop whatever it is they're using, which should be a feature. If I see an enemy using a gun and it beat the hell out of me, I want to use that gun. Even if it's, not as great, I still want their gun. I like the idea of, whatever I'm fighting can drop something. And if that means that psychos or whatever have a very low chance of even dropping a gun, or maybe not at all, I'm fine with that. But, I have seen a heavy nomad just chilling with a nukem. It's happened. All right? It's happened. And I feel so sad because I kill them and they don't even drop that nukem. So Borderlands 1 has a lot of good things going for it. And in addition, the part variation was a lot higher inside of Borderlands 1. You'll notice a lot of the guns, you'll see a lot of the same guns inside of Borderlands 2, and that, to me, is a little bit of an issue. That's because it's not pooling from as many parts as possible. And I feel like that is something that should definitely be changed going into the next game. I want to be able to not see the same game or same gun in the same chest, which I have done multiple times. Now, yes, I have a lot of hours and that's very rare, but that's also very common. It's happened a lot. Maybe a scope changed or something, but it happens quite a bit. Now in Borderlands 1, I almost never see that, just because there's so many different variations of what can happen, but they kind of all feel the same. If that even makes sense, I hope it does. Anyway, that's something that I would like to, hopefully we can find some sort of happy medium between the both of them. I like the gimmicks in Borderlands 2. I like them. I feel like they should be, changed a little bit, and we can go over manufacturer gimmicks maybe in the next video. Leave me a comment about which one you think should be going over next. We'll probably go over manufacturer gimmicks and things like that. But I think some happy medium between the high variety of Borderlands 1 guns and the gimmicks of Borderlands 2 will definitely be that sweet spot that we need to have, because no one wants to find the same gun twice, and at the same time you want to feel like each of the guns that you're finding is a little bit different from the next. Now, there is also another thing inside of Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. Borderlands 1 was a lot about quantity over quality, meaning that whatever you killed probably dropped a lot of guns. There's a lot of chests just kind of chilling everywhere. Cromarax drops hundreds of guns. And in Borderlands 2, not so much. That doesn't really happen. In fact, You don't really find legendaries all that often inside of this game. They're very hard to find, and I think another reason for that is that because in order to get the legendaries that you want, you have to farm a very specific enemy for whatever it is you want to have. If I want a Herald, I need to go to Savage Lee. If I want a Bonaboom, I gotta go fight King Mong. It's not like Borderlands 1 where I can go fight Cromrax and find literally every single gun in this game. I mean, yeah, you can kind of do that with Terramorphous or something, but it's not that effective, and we know that. And I feel like we should have some sort of medium there. It's not uncommon to find legendaries inside of Borderlands, or at least Borderlands 1, and I think that's where it should be. That, or we should have tiers of legendaries, and I don't mean the same tiers of legendaries in Borderlands 1 where, you know, they were slightly better than the others. I mean like actual tiers of legendaries. We can have like a common tier where, you know, they're pretty easy to find throughout the world, find in chests and things like that, but, you know, they're not like the most godlike thing you've ever found. But you can actually find them, and they're better than your average, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff. And I think that's what we should have. And in addition, we can have the bosses drop the higher tiered legendaries. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the whole fight this, get that type thing, because I feel like it ruins a little bit of the whole randomness of what you could find. And here we go, we find a little blue here. Now I'm okay with, like, you know, random uniques, but I feel like legendaries should just be in different areas. That said, boss legendaries like Terramorphous, I'm all for. Go ahead and give a legendary to a specific boss, but I don't feel like it should be, you know, have everything be in a specific spot or you can't find it ever. That, I don't feel like that should be a thing. We should have a variation between, you know, world drops and maybe specific legendaries. Let me know how you all feel about this. I've asked a lot of questions and, you know, asked for your opinion as well, so I'm looking forward to reading through all of the comments. If you enjoyed the series, be sure to hit the like button and all that good stuff, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos. I'm definitely looking forward to Borderlands 3, and I'm looking forward to making more of these videos. So I'll catch you all in the next one, everybody. Later.